Well, hello. Let's talk about my trigger today. And for disclosure, if you happen to be part of my life experience, because remember, these videos are about me and my life experience, okay? And if you happen to be offended, because listen, here's the thing, you're experiencing me and I am experiencing you. And if you happen to be part of it, this is not about you. So I'm not making you into a bad thing, but I am going to show you what the stuff that I have to deal with, okay? I want my audience to know what triggers are like, what they feel like, because I am a 3-time brain injury survivor and it is not easy. There are plenty of others who have injuries or had suffered some kind of trauma and they stay quiet and then they end up, unfortunately, like what my aunt did, and take their own life. And if I can share my story and it helps somebody else, then great. But stop making it about you just because you happen to be part of my experience. Now, that being said, it still doesn't make it okay that I stay angry. Okay, where spirit's having a human experience, I'm still gonna have my human moments of annoyance. And I wanna talk about the triggers. That was a trigger today. It led me down to my most annoyed trigger, right? With the person who happened to be part of the whole downfall of my marriage in the first place. And although the accident happened 5 years ago, it's not something that you just get over. There was also betrayal trauma with that. You know, the whole comparing the betrayal trauma to like jumping out of a plane. You're gonna go jump out of the plane with your friends, but they push you and you don't have your parachute and you survive the crash. And then they float down and they have their parachutes and they make it okay and they walk past you just waving. Yeah, it's like that, only I was hit in the head with a beer can, but it's the same situation. And there's betrayal trauma with that because these are people who claim they love you. So now you have to go down a ripple effect of, wow, am I really that gullible? Because I believed you. Or, why did I deserve that? So because of all that, we become hypervigilantly aware. We quiet our mouths and we open our eyes. I'm watching you. The red flags I ignored before are now very red and very there. And now I'm studying everything that you say, everything that you do, who you talk to, how you talk to them. I'm studying you. I'm reading you like a book. There are times where I can finish your whole sentence and you only said 2 words. I already knew what you're going to say. Like, I am studying the crap out of you. Because now I have to protect myself from you. People who I thought I can trust. So during this, okay, remember I'm your overthinker friend, so I'm going to take you down a loop. Hopefully this helps. But this is stuff that I have to constantly battle all the time. What even causes a trigger, right? So we know the root cause, the root betrayal and trauma going on. But what could stir that? Why does it happen? So things along the way while I'm watching everything you're doing and saying and acting and who you are, because now your words mean nothing, but your actions mean everything. So I'm watching you like a hawk. And what happens is I start putting things in boxes. I didn't have boxes before, but now I have boxes. Now I got this box of annoyance. And it's the annoyances are, for me, aren't like little things of like, some people get annoyed by how people chew. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about annoyance in you trying to control certain things, or annoyance in you trying to say, that's not true, that's not how that happened, you don't remember right, and gaslighting. Annoyances like that, okay? And I'm making this box. So the other day, okay, we're not yet all the way divorced. I literally just turned in paperwork. And I had checked the bank to see if I can even do groceries, you know, because everybody gets it. We're all living paycheck to paycheck, right? And so if you're not, this isn't for you, just scroll along. I don't know. No, don't. You can listen. It's fine. But that's the reality, right? And so you have to budget. And I had looked in there. I was like, okay, I'll have enough to do the groceries that I need to do. And turns out I did not. Luckily, because I sold my wedding ring, I had another $100 in there. I was able to cover it with that money. I needed that money to float because Lately I've been doing, like, because we have a shared joint account, right? And if it's something that I need, I used my ring money from it to get by. Anything for the kids, I use the joint account, or I just pay the bills. That's all I've been doing right now because I didn't want to take from it. Anyways, I have to get used to that life anyways, right? Things were moved around without my knowledge. I couldn't cover it. Thought I had enough, didn't. That triggered me because, oh, how annoying, because you didn't communicate that. Here I am trying to establish friendship through this and showing you that we can still be friends. And you're still not communicating something that was about putting food on the table. And you're not communicating. And so I got triggered. And that trigger went to the annoy box. Now I'm annoyed. Because that's annoyance, right? To not communicate that you're, and I couldn't even use credit card because apparently I'm no longer on those. Surprise! This is where communication is key in all things, even when you're still trying to stay friends. And I'm trying to prove that, yes, you can still stay friends. You do not have to have an angry divorce and all this other bullshit. Because we can choose to make better choices. And it's up to us to choose better choices to make a difference in this world. Yes? And so here I am trying to establish friendship and you still can't communicate something. So once I calm down more, we'll have a discussion about how, our plan is, and we'll just make sure that that money is in my account, and I'll put what I need to put for the bills and how we had things worked out, and you'll put your for the bills and whatever, and it'll be fine. But if I don't know what I'm working with, then I can't budget right. And honestly, I can't live like that. I don't mind what the amount is. It's that I need to know what the amount is. And if I thought it was something and then it's not, I need to know, Because when I checked before I went, it was good. And then it wasn't, And that is a whole nother trigger of like childhood trauma with that. Yeah, my parents, sorry, I'm gonna write you out. My parents, I learned what not to do from them, money-wise. They did the check bouncing game where they knew they were going to get some money coming in a couple of days, but they didn't have anything that day. And since it takes the check to take a couple of days anyways to go through, she would do the check, and it would be a bad check. But it wasn't truly bad because money would be there and they could swipe it again in a couple of days and they would be fine and covered. But it was a game that I do not like and I never, ever, ever want to do. Okay? Never. But when you're poor, that's just what you gotta do sometimes. So with that, the annoyance, that's part of the annoyance box that I now have. We got an annoyance box, a super angry box, put it in a box. This is what makes me angry. And I think sometimes we do this to validate, I guess when I'm really thinking about it, I think it is to do with validating that I'm making the right decision of getting divorced. Because I shouldn't have to put up with that. No one should. And I think we do that to validate reasons why we're doing something. Because so much I just wanted to hold on. I wanted to try to make it work so much that I didn't really see that honestly he didn't. And he should have been honest with me, but that's whatever. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. Right? And I think that's a way of how we justify making decisions. We have all these boxes and enough of them get so full that we're like, okay, this decision is valid because of all that. But yeah, I think that's how triggers work. That's my take on it because that's the ripple effect of where I went down. Hopefully that made sense because I feel like I went in a circle. But so a trigger, it can be anything, and it usually stems from a feeling, the feeling of annoyance. That was my annoyance box. That went in the box of annoyance. And then the annoyance was to the audacity that I would give a fuck about what that girl who threw the beer can at my head thinks about our marriage that she almost ruined. So I don't, you know, that was the annoyance box that exploded. And I talked about my trigger today in a reel. So I think that's the dissection of the root of triggers. And if you're new here, we are Everyday Chaos. We talk about everything because life is chaos. Okay, we're also a fitness and health channel. So if you want some workouts, go on over there. I know I got a little chubbier, but here's the thing. I also can get back to that. However, I needed to bulk. So I know I don't like it either, but I'm trying to get on a 250 motorcycle. Okay, those things are heavy. And the last time when I was just standing there holding the weight, I have my one leg down on the ground and my knee buckled like it didn't exist. Okay, now, also I realized that I don't want to look like a teenager. I know my goal was, and I got to it, to get back into my high school jean pants. Like, oh my gosh, I did it. But I'm a mom and I don't want to look like a teenager. I want to have curves. And so I kind of needed to gain some. But yeah, so even if you want to gain some, these workouts work for that too, even at the 2 10-pound weights and 1 stretch band. I promise you, they do work. You just have to up your intake of calories. Just make better choices though, because I started going to a spiral and started emotionally eating. And now I have to get off of that track. And that's what's been messing me up, let's say. But yeah, the workouts are freaking awesome. They're hard. I was like, holy shit. I don't think I can finish. Like, I could only get halfway through. Like, damn, girl, I was in shape. Okay, like, damn. It's just that bike was heavy. Anyways, you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Peace.